The first time I met Norman was when I was 15. It was 1982. My father had just died, and Norman and Wendy invited me to go and live with them and their family. It was a really remarkable act of generosity, and it allowed me to continue to go to my school, live in the same neighborhood, see the same friends, have a sense of place, and also, most importantly, be part of a family. Well, the first time I became aware of Norman's architecture was when I went to visit Great Portland Street. And as you walk through the sliding doors, there was a model of the Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank. And I remember seeing how detailed this building was. And Norman took the time to walk me through the building, explaining how it was supported, and that enabled you to be able to have a continuous space through the entire building, this huge atrium, and light was able to be transferred through the space through a sun scoop. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was quite mesmerizing. But my first visit to a site was going to the Reno Center in Swindon. And it had, I think, recently been completed, and Norman took me. And he explained to me how the building was structured, how it was built around these modules with these yellow masts and these tension rods, which allowed for this large continuous space. Norman is interested in how people live and work and how architecture can help improve their environment. He is the consummate listener. What do they need? What do they want? And often even when they don't know it. I remember seeing a painting by Ben Jonson, which was of the Fred Olsen ferry terminal. It was a glass facade that was reflecting the boats, the cranes, and I wasn't familiar with the building at all, and I asked Norman to tell me about it. And I remember that he really focused on the social human aspect of it, which related to this divide between the blue collar and the white collar. The blue collar, the ferry terminal workers, the white collar, the office workers, and how he specifically wanted to make sure that they were all working in the same building, in the same space, and having common amenities there. And that is, rooted in the belief that it creates a better work environment, a better social environment. And I think that thread sort of continues today, where Norman not only pays attention to the buildings, but how people relate to the spaces, common spaces, public spaces around the buildings, and he gives just as much weight to that in his design. Well, my favorite building is the Sainsbury Center. I'm biased because I went to the University of East Anglia and studied development studies and economics there. But I would often take my lunch break or go and have a snack going across the walkway down the spiral staircase and sitting in the common area in one of the Hans Corray chairs, which they had at the time. And it was such a refreshing, energizing place to be, especially because Norwich could be very dreary, very dark, but the building was always full of light. And in particular, I liked looking up at the grills, the catwalks, the trusses. And when I did that, I just saw this sort of beautiful mosaic, not the functional elements they are. So it epitomizes to me simplicity, grace, beauty, engineering, everything.